Yeah, what up? Piano Pulpit, happy to be here. It's the big bad wolf once again, straight from the wolf pack. And I apologize once again for missing for not releasing as I supposed to at the releasing videos at the particular time. Sometimes it's technical, most of the time it's technical issues, but just hope that now leading into the new year, I can I can release videos as release videos at the right time. Compliments of the season, by the way. Another good news: my page has been verified on YouTube. Now I can upload videos more than 15 minutes. Now I can upload long videos, get into some critical topics and break some critical topics, break them in longer sections. Shout out to the whole YouTube committee and shout out to growth. Shout out to growth. So I'm going to start with something that is really interesting today. Chris Brown. You know, Chris Brown has been in South Africa for some days now. Chris Breezy just did his just did his concert at the FNB Stadium, Johannesburg, and it was lit. It was mad lit. First of all, the major league DJs they opened for him, which is very iconic. Which is another reason why major league DJs are one of the godfathers of Amapiano because imagine like they opened for Chris Brown in South Africa. Like it was a very lit performance by major league DJs. They brought out Uncle Vinny. You know Uncle Vinny always hypes with them, like always like he's always with them. He always brings out the energy in their performances. Uncle Vinny has been like a lot of people have been talking down on him since, but this the Uncle Vinny's performance at Chris Brown's show at the FNB Stadium, Johannesburg, just was on that reason why we have to respect Uncle Vinny. Like a lot of people would have wanted to perform at such a at that kind of event, Chris Brown's performance. But Uncle Vinny was there, he killed it, like he lit it up. Shout out to Uncle Vinny. Listen to to his new EP, Youth League Volume 2. That was a very, very dope EP right there. I think it's an EP or an album, I'm not quite sure now. But listen to that. Shout out Uncle Vinny, shout out Major League DJs for opening for Chris Brown, giving us a lit performance. There were other artists that graced the stage. Chris Brown brought out Davido, he brought out Loji, like he performed a lot of his songs. He performed that his song with Andile, his song where he sampled the South African girl Andile Sipiwe. A lot of people were expecting her to be on stage with him, but she wasn't on stage with him. But he took pictures backstage. They did some videos backstage. It was a lead performance. I think it was a 90, there were 94,000 people in that stadium. Yeah, according to reports, that was Chris Brown's most sold out show, as in all the years he has been singing since like 2005 or so. This was his most sold out show. And this was the FNB Stadium is the biggest stadium in South Africa. This was his most sold out show, and like imagine South Africa is the smallest country. It's not it's smaller than the US. You understand? It's smaller than Nigeria. It's not, the population of South Africa is not compared to the population in the US, but it was in the FNB Stadium that Chris Brown recorded his most sold out show of all time. 94,000 people were in that stadium. Like it was crazy. Like shout out to Chris Brown. Um shout out for him for what he's doing for Africa, what he's doing for Amapiano. And I hope to see after this performances, like after his performances with after his performance at the FMB Stadium, I hope to see collaborations with South African artists. I mean, I like the events, I like the shows, I like the concerts, but I prefer the collaborations, and I hope he has one or two collaborations. He does some collaborations with South African artists and South African producers. We've heard songs like we've heard songs like Mona Lisa, this high tempo Amapiano songs that Chris Brown is on. But I'd like to see him give an R&B feel on a Kabza the small, or it's going to Kabza the full soul, Kabza the small soulful beat, or a Kevumu soulful beat, or a Gaba Canal soulful beat. You understand? Just basically um, giving us a new feel on these beats. And like, Chris Brown is he does a lot of genres, but like he started work with he started with the R&B thing. He started with R&B. I just like to hear him deliver R&B vocals on so far my piano tracks. I think that's where Chris Brown is going to, like, that's if he does that, he has touched everywhere on my piano. And shout out to him once again for doing this for South Africa, doing this for my piano, doing this for Africa. He's been doing it, and shout out to him, shout out to him, shout out to him. So next on my list, I got new releases. Now there have been a lot of new releases between November, around that November, December period. And my piano artists were just releasing albums, singles like crazy. Let me go into the most recent ones. Hamba Maphuma Mani, because Maphuma just released a body of work titled Piato. I heard that Piato is quieto for piano. Because Maphuma just released a 8-track body of work titled Piato. He featured his regular collaborator Cowboii on it. Cowboii is on like 4 tracks on that EP. Who else is also featured on that EP? Focalistic is on that track, on one of the tracks on Drete, definitely one of the big tracks in the EP. Then production is from Last Born Diroba. Last Born Diroba coming off his accomplishments from Stance Music. Is on Last Born Diroba is one of the producers on that body of work. Who else is also producing that body of work? mellow&sleazy is there. Xduppy is there on that body of work. shaunmusiq produced a lot of the tracks on that body of work. You understand? That's a very, like, I feel because this Cosmo Puma's first solo project. You understand? To crown off a superb 2024. This is his first solo project. But I feel like his collaborative projects, like the ones that he was basically featured on by producers, I feel like those ones are better, like they sound better. But this project was also a very good project. Like it's a good first solo project. You understand? And it's basically an EP. So anybody who has to criticize it should just get it from the fact that it's an EP. It's not an album. You understand? It's just, even though it shows some of Maphuma's growth, it shows his versatility, but it will not show you the way an album will show it. You understand? But this is definitely a big step in Maphuma's in crowning off a beautiful year, and basically showing us more of his style, more of his, like, his versatility and all that. The first track on the EP, Mexican Chili, produced by shaunmusiq and featuring Cowboii. Yeah, Cowboii was on that track. Yeah, so Mexican Chili, very very nice track. It has this Mexican, this Mexican music produced by shaunmusiq. shaunmusiq has done this before on Spanish, Mahu Spanish, off the Gifted album. He did it, this kind of sound, produced that kind of sound. Like, he likes producing that kind of sound. I think on I Like It Like That, one of the songs of their solo project, shaunmusiq&ftears solo project, he also did that kind of sound. He just likes Mexican sound. He just likes playing with that sound. And Maphuma showed us showed us his versatility on that track. He didn't go with his normal flow, even though he went with his normal words, Batini Bona Amba Maphuma Mani, like, but he just went, it was so versatile in his flow, like he sang, like he gave us, he's just basically like a Mexican artist singing on the Mexican beat. You understand? Just South African, just that it's in South African dialect. You understand? So, showed the versatility there. The second track on that EP, Chikwa Taxi, produced by produced by the same guys that produced Yebolapo, that's Fellow Leti and Tabza T. Yeah, who put Tabza in something like that is because I put my shouts like that. So that track produced by the same guys that gave him his biggest hit so far. Yeah, I think his biggest hit so far should be no, his biggest hit so far should be Yebulapo. Yeah, that's his biggest hit so far. The same track, the same guys that gave him that song, they collaborated the team on Chikwa Taxi. And Chikwa Taxi, I wasn't expecting to just hear just beats. There were no Maphuma vocals on Chikwa Taxi. But then again, the beat was also like really nice. I really like the beat. Understand? Nice Bacardi beat. You know, fellow let's always come through with the Bacardi. Tabza T. Man is on the rise, man. He's on the rise. There was no biza on this track. You know, Yebolapo had fellow Letty, Tabza T and biza. Yeah, but there was no biza on this track. But Tabza T and fellow Letty, like, you know, fellow Letty on his own will always kill it. Tabza T on his own will always kill it. So like, two of them come together with scottsmaphuma. I think scottsmaphuma did some production here because if he doesn't have vocals on this track, then definitely did some production on it. Like maybe put this here, put this here. Because you know, Maphuma can actually produce. Yeah, can actually produce. He produces DJs. He does everything. Yeah, that's why it's one of the MVPs, if not the MVP of the year. Understand? Amapiano's MVP of the year 2024. Next track on my list on the Maphuma's EP was yeah, let me get to the EP. I can't really remember the tracks vividly. Let me get into the EP properly. I was supposed to talk about the EP after I talked about all the releases, but I guess I already started. So let me just face the EP squarely. Thank God we can upload like longer videos now, and I just want to just break down EP totally. You understand? Just give my take on EP and hope that other people can pick up where I left, or like basically add things that are not there. You understand? And correct me on some stuff. You get? That's why there are Amapiano podcasts out there, like to give variety of content on particular subject matter. You get me? Yeah. So Piato EP. Let me continue on EP. Piato EP. Yeah, like I said, Chikwa Taxi. Then there's Amaputa, another track produced by shaunmusiq&ftears. Beautiful track. Yeah, I like this track. There's Taxi 29, produced by Philo Leti and Tabza T. The same people that produced Yebolapo and Chikwa Taxi on that beautiful track. And there's Picky Picky. Picky Picky is the track that he used to promote this EP. It is the first single of this EP, Picky Picky. It has this nice bass line. Yeah, like it's another track that shows Maphuma and Cowboys synergy. Like on a market laddie, you can see that synergy there. You can see that synergy on Maku Benjalo. You can see that synergy on tracks. Like they just have this synergy. Like they do music well together. Like on Egoli, on Welele, like the synergy is just there. Like these two guys, like they just know how to collaborate together. They are like Shaq and Kobe, you understand? They are like De Bruyne and Haaland. They are like at the back. They are like Vidic and Ferdinand. Like these guys just know how to collaborate well on music. That's Maphuma and Cowboy. Then Yeah, that's Picky Picky, that nice business. I see Picky Picky going far because like before he released this EP Piato, people have been like wanting to basically get Picky Picky, you understand? I basically really wanted to know, okay, I didn't expect to see Cowboy on it. You know, that's on that thing. Like I thought the was going to just be a solo Maphuma track, but like it was like Maphuma always likes Cowboys verses on his tracks, and that was very nice. On that track, Driver, I mean, like, Driver feels like a filler on this project because 2029 and Amaputa, even though they're not like, even though they're just like tracks that okay, the man just wanted to flow, he just wanted to vibe. These are not serious tracks, but like there's more. I feel that there's more production quality in Taxi 29 and Taxi 29 than this driver or I think Amaputa and Taxi 29. There's better production quality on these tracks than driver. Taxi 29 has a jazz. It has one jazz riff like that, like that kind of jazz riff you hear in that's you hear in Kevin Momo's tracks or like this recent Jazzic and Virgo Deep EP. There's one particular track there that kind of jazz riff. It has that kind of jazz riff. 29. But like Driver is just a filler on the album on the EP, like not necessarily too big. Then Hundrete, like I think this was when the EP started getting after Picky Picky. Driver kind of like took the EP's vibe down. Then he brought it. Then the vibe came back with Hundrete with Focalistic. Like Focalistic really hit on this track. Like Focalistic, talk about Focalistic having very good verses in 2024. Like this was just one of the verses that he killed. Like he ate, man. Like Focalistic really ate on this Hundrete track. Like this man really killed it. Like I think he even had a better verse than Maphuma here. You understand? Like he took the chorus like when Fukasi takes choruses to like it's also another beast on choruses. Like you know people get distracted by the fact that he has awesome verses. But this man is also a beast in choruses. Like the beat production too was kind of high, like that's what Afrotech Bakari Flow. I think it was produced by Philo Leti, like Philo Leti, man, you know that man is a beast. Which like Philo Leti let me check on there's any other place. Yeah, just Philo Leti and Tabza T. When Tabza T, Philo Leti and Scottsmaphuma link up, man, it's becoming a problem. They're becoming like the triple threat. You understand? They're becoming like the three musketeers, man. They're becoming like that big three. You understand? Chris Bosh, D Wade, and LeBron, or which other big three now? Like Porzingis, Jalen Brown, and Jason Tatum. They are becoming a big three in the game. Like you need to just give them their props. Then Dubula. Maphuma actually recorded Dubula on an IG live. Like this man recorded that. It was an IG live with shaunmusiq&ftears, and he recorded that song on that IG live with it was basically smoking that is I don't know what to call it now. That yellow, he has this yellow and red thing that he smokes. Then like shaunmusiq&ftears were in the background. Then they played this beat for him that Ihamba Mapu Mamani. The guy was just writing, like was just vibing, like he recorded himself. So like when I heard like bro, like this nigga actually put that track on the EP. Then I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be a solo track when I heard the recording. When I watched it on IG Live, I thought that okay, when my part is going to be a solo track. You get, but this nigga actually put Cowboy on it. Like this nigga loves Cowboy. Put Cowboy on that track, and they gave us something really really beautiful. Dubula is a very very dope track. Very dope track on this EP. Yeah. That beginning, like I said before, that sounds like this horror piano. Like, my piano producers, they are bad though. This guy is bad. Like, they actually produce, they have to create this genre called dark piano, horror piano. So they produce some kind of horror, they have some kind of horror chords. If you used to label that for the beginning, like, you have this horror vibe, like this dark piano, like, you understand, like they put our sounds on piano, like different, like, man, it should be a genre called horror piano or dark piano. Then you see guys like JOHANNESBURG on that track, because like JOHANNESBURG basically released a horror theme on my piano album. Like, this nigga with the black horror quotes and all that shit, like doing has some like house sounds, and man, it's so deep. It's so deep, man. So Piato, one of the EPs released, scottsmaphuma first solo project to crown off a stellar year. Um, Birimarung is on Birimarung, the biggest Amapiano song this year. Yeah, so it's on Wishiwishi, the second biggest song. That's really the project to crown of the year. Now, is this project going to go far? Because like there's been a lot of talk about my piano artists, my piano producers, like basically enjoying a lot of fame, but when it comes to their projects, they don't do as well as they don't do as good as people expect. Understand? So this project going to do well, because we have the Lima Crazy example now. The Lima Crazy example, where Lima Crazy, um, the nigga has been doing well. Lima Crazy has been doing well, but he his album Internal Car God, in Kanaka God didn't really do well. So there's this argument that my piano artists, their projects don't do well. So is this project going to do well? Well, that remains to be seen, but I feel it's going to do well. I mean, like, I don't think we've seen any of my piano artists has the kind of trajectory, like, kind of rise that Cosmopuma has had. There has been no piano artist to have that kind of rise that Maphuma has had. He has enjoyed. So the project is definitely going to do well. I see it's going within the top, within the top three on the projects list. Even though Momo released that, let's take us into Momo. Momo released um Momo released yesterday his second album this year. Now Momo hasn't done that before. Momo normally releases an album every year. Understand? He releases an album every year. Then within that period, doesn't release any other music. Understand? Except he releases music with Babala M, or releases music with Sticks. But he doesn't release any other music. So Momo released two albums this year, two solo albums this year. He released a collaborative album with Sticks. That's the Jazz Cruise album. So that's three albums. Sewe, Nsako, the recent album, and Jazz Cruise with Sticks. So like Momo has definitely covered all the floors this year, understand? Covered everywhere this year. So like Momo don't choke the charts this year, you understand? Because the thing about Momo is that now that he has released Nsako now, Sewe is going to come back to that top 10. Kuhula from last year might come back. Jazz Cruise is going to come within that top 10. So like it's just a problem now for those that are planning to release, or those that have already released this past week. So like let me get into Momo's body of work. Nsako, the recent EP drop. I haven't listened to it. I mean, it just came out yesterday night or so. But let me just get into those that are featured on it. And basically those are produced on it. So Momo's body of work, give me a minute, let me get into it. Yeah, that's it, Momo. First song of the album is a 24 track album. I love this kind of albums, man. People say that they are too lengthy, but I like lengthy albums. a situation where I listen to five today, I listen to five in the morning, five in the evening, you understand? I may listen to 10 all through. I just scatter the albums, the songs all around the place and listen to them at my convenience. I don't know people complain of long things and are discouraged when they say long things. I mean, consume it in bits. Nobody's forcing you to consume it once, you understand? So, first track on the album, Four Corners of the World, Mono, Umzizi, and Kagizo. Umzizi, I've heard, normally Umzizi is his frequent collaborator. He collaborates a lot. Beautiful vocalist. But this Kagizo guy, I don't know whether he's a co-producer or whether he's a vocalist on this body of work. I really don't know. Second track, Ilanga, featuring Mahu, beautiful vocalist, Kagizo and Marimo Violin. Marimo Violin is one of the guys that when it comes to the violin and Amapiano, like he's right there alongside Rams the violinist, alongside Umporosa. Yeah, I think Umporosa here. Umporosa. Yeah, Umporosa. I think Umporosa does violin sounds too. I can't remember what Umporosa does. I think it's violin sounds here. I've listened to it, but it really looks amazing. I mean, the album art is a boy. I think with water falling down from the sky on his head. What Momo does, he embraces nature in his body of work, in his bodies of work. He embraces children being happy, children chirping, children understand, and just this whole youthful my piano experience. That's Momo for you. So Momo released a new project. Who else? Shakes&les released a new project with 031 Chopper and is this DJ Biza? Let me check the project well. This one Choco. A new EP with 031 Chopper. Yeah, a collaboration with EP with 031 Chopper. This coming straight off their album with their first solo album. Yeah. Wow. This man just they give us music this year, bro. 031 Chopper, Shakes&les, they are in rap academy. DJ Biza too is a rap academy. You understand? And DJ Biza is also featured on one of the songs here. He's co-produced one of the songs here. Mashudo is also on one of the songs here. Mashudo putting a beautiful voice everywhere. Zeenxumalo is on two tracks here with additional vocals from Springo. Springo, amazing vocalist. Shakes&les, 031 Chopper. 031 Chopper coming straight off his song Habano Chopper, which has been doing massive rotation since. Like he just shot the video, like beautiful video. Understand? 031 Chopper, like when he talk about the big men in Amapiano, like the chubby men in Amapiano, it's definitely one of them. Alongside Maphuma, uncoolmc. Understand? Talk about the big men, the fat men like us in Amapiano. I'm definitely one of them too. And those are the guys that I look up in terms of the fat men in Amapiano. You get me? So Malode, that's the name of the EP. Let me get into more music released. Piano City. So many DJs released an EP, released an album under Piano City. Yeah, it is an album under Piano City. You know what they like doing this. They like releasing release albums under Bakoni Mix Africa, release albums under Major DJs, release albums under Piano City. Bakoni Mix Africa is the Amapiano platform where they play music to a large crowd. Piano City is their performance platform where it's basically like colors, basically like Glitch Africa, you understand? When they bring an artist to perform, then so they release music under Piano City, and it is co-produced by Lulu HQ. I don't know that this is producer, but like Lulu HQ is the artist, a producer that is also on this project. I've listened to it. My piano projects just come through. Like a lot of them just come through the same time, boom, like, and to get into all of them, like, before this podcast going very, very hard. So, like, but basically, um, is to get through to all of them after this podcast, or get to the ones I can get to before this podcast. So another project, Safer released a single with Cowboy, co-produced, produced by Cyfred. You know, Safer and Cyfred, they have this synergy. You understand? Askuzeki, Sitley, featuring Chaff for Prezi and Slido. Okay. New Emefaro Soul's album, Emefaro Soul's album called From the Heart of Piano. You know, Legends of Piano, Godfathers of the Game, start giving us a new project from that of Piano. Are blessed to witness. That I mean, Nation 365 gave us a new project. You understand, with Robot Boy, Marcus MC, and the likes. Midnight give us a new project. Musical Jazz give us a new project. Numba gave us a new project. Dim Tonic, new project, yeah, featuring the likes of Zanten and the rest. Musketeers from Namibia, Maphuma group from Namibia gave us a new project. Yeah, Snina, beautiful vocalist, gave us a new project. Yeah, I love to get into this project. Snina, beautiful vocalist. My best song that she has done is the song with Cartonic. I can't remember the name, but like, what she do with her vocals there, man. Oh, but I think Snina and El Chapo, they are related. Yeah. Not El Chapo, the drug dealer. El Chapo, my parent producer. I think they are related. I think they are siblings. Yeah. Beautiful producer. Fiso and Musica gave us a new song, Lizaza. Nation Deep, a new album from Nation Deep. Prokid The Soul gave us an Iza Mawala remix, co-produced by Stipler RSA. Now Iza Mawala, the song by Gladla Umshukisi featuring Gold Marks. It's a comb record, but my piano producers have decided to make it a piano record. I mean, this song, Iza Mawala, is the third Amapiano remix of Iza Mawala. The first Amapiano remix was the one released by Vago Deep and mrjazziq of their EP The Grass is Greener. The second Amapiano remix was the one released by Tycoon, co-produced by Kabza the Small and I think Sly or so. Then this third one, Pro Kid The Soul, co-produced by Stipler RSA, man. Iza Mawala, Blela Ushukisi's mouth could they pain am. Like, cause guy, this mix is just there everywhere. Who else released Khalil Harrison, Corner Remake, with featuring his regular collaborators, co-produced by Tyler ICU and Sika RSA. Who else released a body of work on album? Anati's album. Anati has become an Amapiano artist. This man just released with Amapiano artist his recent album. He also has a song with Busta Rhymes on that album titled Boom. Like Busta Rhymes it's on that track. I love seeing US rappers hopping on Amapiano. Sexy Red has done it. Everybody is doing it. In stand, so it's going to become a norm these days. Anati has a track with shakes&les on the new album. Has a track with Cold Case. Has a track with Limark. Has a track with Justin 99. Has a track with Leandre Vert. That Leandre Vert track, I would love to go into it. Ice Beat Slide has a track produced by Ice Beat Slide. Has a track with Focalistic produced by Tamati. That's fire, man. Shout out to Anati for jumping on piano. So who else? So that's it for like new releases in the Amapiano space. Shout out to these artists for releasing music. I like the way they pack their music, you understand? You understand? Make like so that we be occupied, you understand? My piano artists release music for us to be occupied, you understand? So our minds don't go off, you understand? Use our music to be occupied with, you understand? Music to be occupied with. Even though I not finished the one from last week, they give us more music, you understand? People don't like the fact that 11 piano artists release music at the same time because it doesn't, because like some music will be suppressed and other music will just have the limelight. But I really don't have any issue with it too. I don't even have issues with 40 track, 40 40 songs in an album. But Sonata Nice album they released beginning of this year, tell about 30 something tracks, up 39 tracks or so on that album. I don't have issues with it, man. Just when I just release, anytime I get time to listen to music, I listen to the music. Understand? I can never get bored, I can never get tired of my piano. Understand me? That's it for new releases. So next I have Amapiano Wrapped. This Amapiano Wrapped, based on it is a lot. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it this episode. I might spill into the next episode, but let me just start. Amapiano Wrapped, official Amapiano app Wrapped piano pulpits. I've watched different Amapiano Wrapped episodes, like the one for Mark G. What the one for Mark G. And yeah, I've watched over the years, you understand. As much as I would have liked to have like panelists on my piano Wrapped, but I come from Nigeria, a place where my piano discussion conversation is not appreciated. You understand? They just want to go to the clubs and vibe to my piano, dance on my piano. That's all they want to do. So my piano conversations, they don't really regard them as much as they will regard in essays. So fortunately, I ain't got panelists, and a lot of people don't know much about my piano in Nigeria. They just know a lot about Afro pop because Afro pop is basically the is basically a Nigerian popular genre over here. It's more popular than it's popular genre over here. You understand? Like it's more Nigerian than my piano you get. So unfortunately I ain't got no panelists, but I'm gonna work on getting panelists for this podcast because the thing don't even they boring self to do I'm alone. You understand? But I work on having more panelists on this podcast. Next episode 10, right? I'll try and get panelists before then. I'll try and get panelists before episode 11. Anyhow, it be. So my piano wrapped. Piano wrapped. First of all, let me go into most streamed on my piano artists slash producers. Okay. These are the most streamed piano artists slash producers, the ones that had the biggest, the most streamed songs in stand on in the Amapiano world in 2024. Number one, man, Kabza, almost every year, Kabza always the top number one. Okay, let me start from number 10. Before I get to Kabza, I already said Kabza at number one. I already spot it. But let me just continue from number one. Kabza number one. You know, Imi Tandazo spent weeks at number one. Isimo, the project spent weeks at number one. You know, Isimo was released in 2023, leading in October 2023. So like 2024 was just a massive boost for Isimo. Like it was just streamed, like it was spent weeks at number one. Imi Tandazo spent weeks at number one. Amazwe spent weeks on the chart. Like, man, shout out to Kabza the Small, shout out to Umtunzi on that one. Number two, Kelvin Momo. Number three, djmaphorisa. Number four, mellow&sleazy. Number five, Barry Michael. Number five, Limak. Number six, Babala M. Number seven, Tyler ICU. Number eight, Fellow Leti. Number nine, Mahu. And number 10, Amos. These are the most streamed Amapiano artists slash producers in 2024. I'm streaming Amapiano albums. I couldn't get a comprehensive list on this, I basically cut these two albums from basically from Spotify, like basically just looking at Spotify from the beginning of the year and start and basically just seeing the representation of what I felt was the two most streamed albums, basically seeing the representation on other charts of most streamed South African albums, and I basically cut out the most streamed Amapiano albums from there. So number one is Simo. Simo did numbers on the charts, like it was basically on the charts all through the year. Kohola, Momo, the album released last year. Yes, so that was also one. That's also one of the most streamed Amapiano albums this year. So it's Simo and Kohola. You understand? No, whenever Momo and Cabs are released, like they just dominate the charts. They just suck up the charts. That's why I'm scared about this Maphuma EP. I know it's going to go from between number one and number three, but it will not touch it, no, it's going to go between it's going to be between number one and number three, but it's not going to be number one because Momo is going to bully. Momo has released at this time now. Even though Maphuma has all the big hits in the world, like he has all the big songs. But when it comes to like album artists, if you say some difference between album artists and streaming artists, Momo is definitely going to be at that number one spot. Shout out to Momo though, shout out to Maphuma though for having the courage to release a body of work with Momo. But he didn't know Momo was going to release. That's the thing. I didn't even expect Momo to release. Momo releases one album every year. But now he's releasing two albums in a year. In fact, three albums. You want to add the collaborative album with Sticks. So man, most streamed albums Amapiano. Most streamed songs, Imitandazo, like I said before, Imitandazo was just number one on the charts for like weeks. Chwala Bam, that most streamed song, it had the dance, it had the lifestyle, it had everything. Chwala Bam. Mazitoko, DJ Stoki, number three, Amalobo Lobo, number four, Kevmuma Amalobo Lobo, number five, Amazwe was just everywhere on the charts, man. Yebo Lapo, as expected, Wadibusa, number seven, yeah. So I couldn't get these most streamed songs. I couldn't get a list again like up to like number 10. My list stops at number 7. Then for my most streamed albums, I already have like the first two. My most streamed artist list is 10, like a very comprehensive list, 10. So that leads me into my top Amapiano artists, albums and songs. Then my top Niger Saudi collabos of 2024. So I'm basically going to give you guys this list on next episode of Pulpit podcast because I haven't been able to access my Spotify Wrapped because my phone cannot take the new version of Spotify where my Wrapped list is, so I'm not able to access my Spotify Wrapped. But as soon as possible, as soon as I access my Spotify Wrapped, I'll give you my list. Then my Wrapped, the list in my Wrapped might not like it basically just show my most streamed in the year, but not necessarily show my favorites in the year. So I'll give you my list for my Wrapped, and I'll give you my favorites in the year. Thank you for watching up to this point. I'm really, really grateful for this, and I'll try as much as possible to push this podcast further because, like, I'll be doing you guys an injustice if I don't push this podcast as far as possible. You understand? Try and make it cover a lot of ground. So I'll try to push this podcast as much as I can push it. Understand? Create more social media handles, collaborate with more people. Understand? To preach the gospel of piano, because like, as much as you want to like hate on your sound, you to feel like the sound is a gimmick, or you want to listen to just the gimmicks. Understand? This sound is actually the sound of the future. This is the sound. This is so futuristic. Everybody's jumping on it now, and it's only the fact that I have the foresight to stand that people feel that, oh, this man is wasting his time doing an piano podcast. But I have the foresight, and yeah, so I just feel like I can grow it. Yeah, I feel like I just hope that I can grow it as much as possible. Thank you very much. It's a big bad wolf straight from the wolf pack, and I'll see you next time on Piano Pulpit podcast.